The fairgrounds. The next day was just as great as the first day. We went horseback riding in the morning, and in the afternoon we rappelled up some ginormous trees with the help of the nature guides. By the time we got back to the cabins for dinner, we were all really tired again. After dinner, they told us we had an hour to rest, and then we were going to take a 15-minute bus ride to the fairgrounds for an outdoor movie night. I hadn't had the chance to write a letter to Mom and Dad and Bia yet, so I wrote one telling them all about the stuff we did that day and the day before. I pictured myself reading it to them out loud when I got back, since there was just no way the letter would get home before I did. When we got to the fairgrounds, the sun was just starting to set. It was about 7:30. The shadows were really long on the grass, and the clouds were pink and orange. It looked like someone had taken sidewalk chalk and smudged the colors across the sky with their fingers. It's not that I haven't seen nice sunsets before in the city, because I have slivers of sunset between buildings, but I wasn't used to seeing so much sky in every direction. Out here in the fairgrounds, I could understand why ancient people used to think the world was flat and the sky was a dome that closed in on top of it. That's what it looked like from the fairgrounds, in the middle of this huge open field. Because we were the first school to arrive, we got to run around the field all we wanted until the teachers told us it was time to lay out our sleeping bags on the ground and get good viewing seats. We unzipped our bags and laid them down like picnic blanket on the grass in front of the giant movie screen in the middle of the field. Then we went to the row of food truck parked at the edge of the field to load up on snacks and sodas and stuff like that. There were concession stands there, too, like at the farmer's market selling roasted peanuts and cotton candy. And up a little further was a short row of carnival type stalls, the kind where you can win a stuffed animals if you throw a baseball into a basket. Jack and I both tried and failed to win anything, but we heard Amos won a yellow hippo and gave it to cinema. That was the big gossip that went around the jock and the brainiac. From the food truck, you could see the cornstalk in back of the movie screen. They covered about a third of the entire field. The rest of the field was completely surrounded by woods. As the sun sank lower in the sky, the tall trees at the entrance to the woods looked dark blue. By the time the other school buses pulled into the parking lot, we were back in our spot on the sleeping bags right smack in front of the screen, the best seat in the whole field. Everyone was passing around snacks and having a great time. Me and Jack and Summer and Raid and Maya played Pictionary. We could hear the sound of the other schools arriving, the loud laughing and talking of kids coming out on the field on both sides of us. Well, we couldn't really see them. Though the sky was still light, the sun had gone down completely, and everything on the ground had turned deep purple. The clouds were shadows now. We had trouble even seeing the Pictionary card in front of us. Just then, without any announcement, all the lights at the end of the field went on at once. They were like big bright stadium lights. I thought of that scene in Close Encounter when the alien ship lands and they are playing that music, da 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 dum. Everyone in the field started applauding and cheering like something great had just happened. Be kind to nature. An announcement came over the huge speakers next to the stadium light. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 23rd annual Beat Movie Night at the Broadwood Nature Reserve. Welcome teachers. The students from MS342, the William Heath School. A big cheer went up on the left side of the field. Welcome teachers and students from Global Academy. Another cheer went up, this time from the right side of the field. And welcome teachers and students from the Beecher Prep School. Our whole group cheered as loudly as we could. We're thrilled to have you as our guest here tonight, and thrilled that the weather is cooperating. In fact, can you believe what a beautiful night this is? Again, everyone whooped and hollered. So, as we prepare the movie, we do ask that you take a few moments to listen to this important announcement. The Browerwood Nature Reserve, as you know, is dedicated to preserving our natural resources and the environment. We ask that you leave no litter behind. Clean up after yourselves. Be kind to nature, and it will be kind to you. We ask that you keep that in mind as you walk around the grounds. Do not venture beyond the orange cones at the edge of the fairground. Do not go into the cornfield of the woods. Please keep the free roaming to a minimum. Even if you don't feel like watching the movie, your fellow students may feel otherwise. So please be courteous. No talking, no playing music, no running around. The restrooms are located on the other side of the concession stand. After movie is over, it will be quite dark. So we ask that all of you stay with your schools as you make your way back to your buses. Teachers, there's usually at least one last party on big movie nights at Broad. Don't let it happen to you. Tonight's movie presentation will be The Sound of Music. I immediately started clapping, even though I've seen it a few times before, because it was Bia's favorite movie of all time. But I was surprised that a whole bunch of kids not from Beecher booed and hissed and laughed. Someone from the right side of the field even threw a soda can at the screen, which seemed to surprise Mr. Tushman. I saw him stand up and look in the direction of the can thrower, though I knew he couldn't see anything in the dark. The movie started playing right away. The stadium light dimmed. Maria, the nun, was standing at the top of the mountain, twirling around and around. It had gotten chilly all of a sudden, so I put on my yellow Montag hoodie and adjusted the volume on my hearing aids and leaned against my backpack and started watching. The Healer Alive!